Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, you are right now calling into me, Röngdalen, and tomorrow it is the final of Melodi Grand Prix, the national selection for Norway in the Eurovision Song Contest. It is going to be a very exciting evening, and I have to tell you, no matter who wins tomorrow, I will be so proud of them, and I will be supporting them all the way to Italy and to the final of Eurovision, because it is so high quality this year, and I feel every single act has so much to offer us in the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, are we potentially winning this year? No, we're not, but we can be very proud of what we're sending out to Europe and what they will receive from Norway. But there are 10 options we have in this final. So let's look at the factors, let's look at who is most likely going to win tomorrow, and let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, just to be completely transparent with you, I'm gonna reveal who my top 5 is. From first place to 5th place is Subwoolfer, Oda, Elsie Bay, NorthKid, and Ingebrigtsen. That's my top 5. But now, let's look into what I think will happen. How MGP works is that there's going to be 3 rounds. We're starting with a round with all the 10 participants. We're gonna start with Oda, and then we're gonna end the night with Elsie Bay. And that's an incredible running order that we have here. I think NRK has done a great job with the running order, but it does leave me feeling that certain songs don't really have a shot at going through. Now, I will be giving you how I think that the voting will go, and I will give you a top 5. There's going to be 4 that qualify, but I'm going to give you a top 5 because I think there's a borderline here with my 4th and 5th place. So what I think will happen is that in first place, after the first round with the 10 acts, Subwoolfer will be at the top. One of the reasons for it is because it's a very standout entry. I think it's going to be more memorable and more fun to people than Queen Bees, even though that show is iconic. I don't think it will connect and translate that well, because it's not believable that Kumoji is a bee, but it's believable that Subwoolfers are wolves, and that's actually important when you're doing these kinds of entries. Then in the 2nd place, I will actually say Oda will go up there. I think she's gonna start off the show absolutely incredible. She's gonna really set the stage. She's gonna be in control, and every time you put on that recap, everybody's gonna be like, oh wait, I almost forgot about Oda, and then you're like, well, I need to vote for that, because that performance from start to finish is a masterpiece. And in 3rd place, I will put Elsie Bay. The reason she's in 3rd place at the moment is because there is a lot of songs that are just like hers, with piano, strings, and a ballad. And I think that's going to play into an effect, especially in the first round. And then, in my 4th place, I will put Maria Mohn. Now, Maria Mohn has the past 3 weeks been able to showcase her story and her show and her staging at the prime time in Norwegian television. She has been really wonderful in telling this very emotional story, both in media but also through the screen here when we've been watching MGP, and I think they're going to be able to do even more now in the final. So I think also that push is going to help her. And when you look at what's happening with the record of like a second chance, a lot of, like, most of the times that I can remember, I can't remember right now a second chance act not going to the gold final. There is something about it where people always really get behind the second chance act. They've gotten this spot, this second chance, and people are like, they need my vote more, because the other acts, they were cleared for the final. So I think that even people who have Maria Mohn in like their 2nd or 3rd place will vote for her, because they will feel she needs it more than, for example, Farida or Sofie, who have already directly qualified. That's important to note, and it's also a very powerful song. And then in 5th place, I will say Frode, Vassel, just because there's nothing like Frode in this final. He's gonna capture the rock audience in a way, because this is the closest we get to anything sounding like rock. So yeah, I think that's gonna be top 5. Subwoolfer, Oda, Elsie Bay, Maria Mohn, and Frode. And then we go over to the next one. So all the votes are now, we are going from scratch. So it's a reset. Here, we are only voting on these 4 at the top. Here I think the rank will be as follows. I think it's going to be Subwoolfer at the top, Elsie Bay in 2nd, Oda in 3rd, and Maria in 4th. The reason for this now is Elsie Bay is moving up because there isn't anything else competing with her except for Maria Mohn. But Maria Mohn has more of this theatrical feeling in her song, and it's a very close sound to what Oda is bringing. Fly and Hammer of Thor are great in their own way, but they have a really similar feeling here, which I think will eliminate them in this gold final because it's too close to each other. And then it's the final duel. The final duel, it's a reset right now. It's a reset. What I think will happen here is you're gonna have a very beautiful, majestic, wonderful song from Elsie Bay, and you're gonna have it extremely funny, but also it's not complicated, the story of Subwoolfer. You can make it complicated if you want to go deep into it because there's a lot of layers to it, but you basically just need to understand these are the biggest, you know, rock stars in the galaxy who's been to every single planet and won everything there is to do, and has now come to Earth with this song. But if you don't get that story, if you haven't heard about Subwoolfer, if you don't follow them on social media, if you haven't seen them on TikTok just scrolling around, if you don't know about Subwoolfer and NRK doesn't present their story well, I'm not sure, you know, people will vibe with it. I think that's going to be complicated because we are seeing in the Eurovision community that there is an extreme hype for Subwoolfer. It's like, I feel like the whole world is shouting at Norway like right now, being like, you need to bring us this banana. And I'm like, I get you, I understand, and I think we should do it. But I also think with the system of a gold duel and looking at the voting pattern of Norway for the semifinals, we have seen everything, and this is not a diss in any way, it is just showing a voting pattern. But what we've seen is that every single song that brings a light show, and it brings a lot of lights, brings a lot of color, every show which is like a fun show, which is lively, which are like partying, all these party songs, every single party song and happy song has been eliminated one by one, and the most dramatic or the saddest song has gone through every single week. And I'm not too sure that the increase in ratings will change that, but I am so unsure about this one. I think it's going to be really close, but I also think because that's the voting pattern is that Norway has voted for darkness. I then think that it is going to be, for a lot of people, it's going to be too colorful with the banana song from Subwoolfer. But at the same time, you also have an audience who's now coming in here because you're most likely doubling your viewers. And an audience is coming in waiting for this party because NRK has promoted this as the biggest party in Norway, uniting the whole of Norway to party, and then there's two happy songs in the final. I think people will also be desperate for some fun, and that Subwoolfer will bring that fun, but I'm not sure that many people will then stick through to the end if you're expecting a party and like this funny show, because you're not getting it, and I'm not sure then people will invest all these hours. And no matter who they put up against Subwoolfer, there's gonna be a certain audience, not a certain age group, but there's a certain audience watching the show who will think we can't be sending wolves singing about giving grandma a banana to Eurovision, and whoever they have up against them will get those points. But at the top of that, you also have this incredible song from Elsie Bay, right? So I think these things will lead into Elsie Bay being our representative in this year's Eurovision Song Contest.
I've made up my mind, so you no longer have to deserve my love. I've made up my mind and there's no commitment.
I think ultimately this is what's going to happen. I think Elsie Bay will win, and I think because of the voting pattern, the quality of the song, and also because I think there's going to be a demographic who thinks we can't be sending wolves to Eurovision, that she will win tomorrow. But what do you think? Please let me know down in the comments, and most importantly, have fun tomorrow, enjoy the show. I feel like this is like an MGP year where a lot of people are really caught up in some sort of way, and I think that's because of the amazing artists and amazing team working with MGP who has pulled this off. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Until we speak again, have a great day, a great life, and please remember to take care of yourself and each other.